Hello everyone, now I am going to tell the most popular story in our history. Its name is Mutta and his pupils. Once upon a time, there was a man in a village who called him Mutta. He has 7 pupils and they all are a group. One day, that Mutta wanted to add a new member to their group because they have 8 members in their group. However, that is find it difficult to find a new member because that group was famous in the village as a stupid group. Then nobody likes to add that group. Then one day evening, that Mutta decided to go to another village to find a new pupil to add their group with his another 7 pupils. So one day evening they started to go to find the pupil. So while they was walking towards another village, they had to cross the river. However, the Mutta and his 7 members are afraid of water, so they didn't like to cross the river. So that Mutta told to their pupils, we should stay here until the night. So after sleeping the river, we can cross the river. So that his all pupils agreed with him and they stayed here with their teacher. Then somehow that night dawned and that time they remind we want to cross the river. At that time, that Mutta told to one of his pupils to rap to the river to know is the river asleep. Then according to his teacher's order, one of the pupil went towards the river and he rapped to the river from firewood. Then firewood means we used an item to light everywhere in history in journey because we have not electricity power in that time in our history. So that one of the pupils rapped to the river from that firewood. Then he had some sound from the river. It's like juice. Then he thought that river was not asleep and he shouted and ran towards his teacher. So he shouted that, save me, that river was not asleep yet. Then the teacher that who called Mutta, he told their pupils to we should stay here some hours because the river is not sleeping yet. Then they stayed here at sometimes. After some hours, that Mutta thought that now the river was sleeping. So he ordered to one of the pupils to rap to the river, and he went towards the river and he rapped to the river with the firewood that before using to rap to the river. always somehow that firewood was not lightning at that time. Then he rapped to the river. At that time there was not sound from the there was not sound coming from the river. So that Pupil thought that that river was sleeping now. I should go to ask that about that to my teacher. Then that pupil went towards his teacher and he asked him that Mahadena Mutta, now that river is sleeping, we can cross the river now. So they started to cross the river quickly and they were able to cross the river successfully. However, that after crossing the river, that Mahadena Mutta wanted to know all members are available. Then at that time he advised to a member in their group to count all members. Then that pupil started to count like myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. However, there was 8 members in that group, Mahadena Mutta and 7 pupils. Somehow that Mahadena Mutta was surprised because he thought that one pupil was missing and he ordered again to count again. Then another pupil started to count and he told like this, like myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Then Mahadena Mutta was surprised and he was really sad, and another pupils was sad because their friend was missing. Then at that time they decided to stay that place until next day dawn. Some hours later next day dawn. So at that time some man walked to his chena close to that river. That man who called him Gamarala. So he saw that Mahadena Mutta and his pupils near the river, and that Mahadena Mutta shouted him, Gamarala, Gamarala, please help us. Then that Gamarala reached to the river and he reached to the Mahadena Mutta and he asked about their question. At that time that Mahadena Mutta told all the story and how they counted. So at that time that Gamarala was able to identify that situation. So he had a good idea to learn a good lesson to that team. So that Gamarala told them to you should stay in a straight line and you should turn back, and after I am hitting you, you should say loudly the number directly. Then they followed that advices that Mahadena Mutta and his pupils stay in a straight line. At that time that Gamarala started to hit one by one. After hitting to Mahadena Mutta, he shouted 1 and another one shouted 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Then again he started to hit them again.